Hello, my friends. Be very welcome to our channel, The Human Journey. And today, we are going back to the past to know how humanity modernized until reaching what it is today. Join us in this series, which deals with the journey and evolution of humanity. You will love it. I already ask you to leave your like, because this helps this video reach even more people. So, shall we go to the video? 1. The Dawn of Reason. After centuries of darkness and superstition, something began to change. Man, previously submissive to dogmas and invisible forces, raised his eyes no longer to the heavens in search of answers, but to the world around him. It was the birth of a new way of seeing reality, the reason. With Galileo Galilei pointing his eyes to infinity, Leonardo da Vinci drawing the impossible, and Nicolaus Copernicus repositioning the universe itself, human thought broke the chains of ignorance. Doubt, previously condemned, became virtue. Questions multiplied, and with them, the insatiable desire to understand everything. The fire of knowledge reignited, illuminating the path to a new time. A time when man would cease to be a mere spectator of creation, to become the creator of the future himself. 2. The machines and the spirit of progress. On the threshold between tradition and revolution, a series of inventions lit the spark that would set the world on fire. Gutenberg's press spread ideas with the speed of a wildfire. Watt's steam engines tore work from human hands and took it to factories. Spinning and the mechanical loom redesigned the social fabric. The spirit of progress emerged, a secular faith in technique capable of remaking reality. Cities exploded, chimneys cut the sky. Rails and navigation united continents, and the telegraph shortened distances in instants. Time was reprogrammed. The factory clock dictated the rhythm of life. But all this advance came at a high price. Entire families migrated, homes emptied, children worked under the smoke of coal mines, and laws were slow to protect the human being. While some accumulated astronomical profits, others sold their days for coins. The machine expanded the horizons of the possible, and also multiplied the questions about justice, meaning, and destiny. Behold the modern paradox. Technique frees and imprisons, illuminates and burns. The price was high. Inequalities, routes of exploitation, and deep questions about who the gains really reached. And this contradiction would be the engine of conflicts, reforms, and social reinventions. 3. The revolution of thought. While the gears of progress turned without rest, another engine, invisible and powerful, began to move, that of the human mind. The scientific revolution and the Enlightenment lit a new light on the world. Philosophers, scientists, and inventors began to see the universe not as a mystery to be feared, but as a code to be deciphered. Descartes proclaimed, "I think, therefore I am." Newton revealed laws that governed heavens and earth. Locke and Rousseau questioned kings and crowns, affirming that true power should be born from the people. It was the dawn of critical reason, a time when doubt became a tool, and knowledge the new form of faith. Books replaced sermons. Academies and observatories became the new temples of knowledge. Man discovered that he could dominate nature, and with it, his own destiny. But each discovery brought a new restlessness. If we are capable of understanding the universe, we can also destroy it. The power of the human mind revealed itself as divine as dangerous. The same intellect that raised bridges and telescopes would one day be capable of creating machines that think and weapons that decide the destiny of nations. And there, in the heart of modernity, was born the question that echoes to this day. How far does reason go before consuming the soul? 4. The awakening of revolutions. The modern world was not born in silence. It was born in fire, gunpowder, and voices that clamored for freedom. From the heart of Europe to distant colonies, the cry of independence echoed like thunder. France, America, Haiti, Entire peoples decided to break the chains of absolutism and servitude. The idea that all men are born free set consciences on fire and toppled thrones. The French Revolution proclaimed liberty, equality, and fraternity, while the Industrial Revolution multiplied the power of cities and transformed citizens into workers. But behind the flags and anthems, the struggle was deeper. It was the birth of the modern individual, that one who demanded not only bread, but also voice. The world began to be redrawn by the force of ideas and blood. Democracy, science, and capitalism waged their first battles, side by side, shaping a new collective destiny. Each revolution left indelible marks, but also opened doors to something unprecedented, the feeling that the future could be built, not just awaited. Man ceased to accept the world as inherited, to begin to reinvent it. And the price of this reinvention would be high: wars, conflicts, and a thirst for power that would never sleep again. 5. The connected world, the birth of globalization. Ships crossed oceans, rails cut continents, and submarine cables carried messages to places where the sun rose before the ink dried. It was the beginning of the true global village. Modernity expanded its frontiers with the boldness of those who wanted to dominate time and space. International trade flourished, empires disputed colonies and resources, and the entire planet became an immense network of exchanges, of goods, ideas, and cultures. But this connection did not come without shadows. Slavery persisted, exploitation disguised itself as progress, and greed dressed itself as civilization. Still, something grandiose was happening. For the first time, humanity began to see itself as a single species, linked by seas, rails, and invisible threads of communication. The 19th century saw the birth of not only powerful nations, but also the dream of an interconnected world, where science would unite what geography separated. The global press, international mail, the telegraph, and steam turned the impossible into everyday. The planet, previously vast and mysterious, began to fit inside a map. And this new era of connections would be the stage for the greatest achievements and the greatest tragedies that humanity would ever witness. 6. The empire of science and the birth of technology. In the heart of the 19th century, humanity finally took control of its own destiny. Laboratories replaced monasteries, and scientists became the new prophets of modernity. Electricity, previously a mystery, now illuminated entire cities. The internal combustion engine moved machines, ships, and dreams. Alexander Graham Bell made the voice cross wires. Edison bottled light, and Marie Curie revealed that even the invisible could be understood. Each discovery opened a new frontier, and each frontier fed the myth of infinite progress. The ancient faith in gods gave way to faith in science. But while man built ever more powerful machines, something silent was happening. He began to become dependent on them. Steel, coal, and steam changed the landscape, and also the spirit. Factories never slept, and the noise of machines replaced the song of birds. It was the beginning of a new era, where human genius created not only tools, but also ethical and existential dilemmas. Technology gave power, but also placed humanity before a dangerous mirror. The more it dominated the world, the less it seemed to understand itself. And in this paradox was born the embryo of the 20th century, a time where the impossible would become routine. 7. The dawn of the modern century. The 20th century arose like an incandescent sun, beautiful, brilliant, and dangerous. Man, now lord of reason and master of machines, believed he could shape his own destiny. Airplanes crossed the skies, radios carried voices to millions, and cities became colossi of steel and glass. Electricity, the automobile, cinema, and the telephone transformed everyday life into spectacle. But with power came the shadows. Two world wars showed that the same genius capable of creating could also destroy on a scale never seen. The atomic bomb sealed the lesson. Progress without wisdom is a double-edged blade. Still, hope persisted. From destruction were born human rights, the UN, the space race, and the digital revolution. Man dreamed of the stars, but also sought to understand his place in the cosmos. Today, we live among chips and algorithms, carrying in the palm of our hand the legacy of centuries of light and darkness. The dawn of the modern world is not just an era, it is a mirror, and each of us is the reflection of this awakening. If this journey inspired you, like the video, leave your like, subscribe now here on our channel, activate the notification bell, and continue with us in this beautiful series, The Human Journey, because the history of humanity is still being written, and the next chapter can start in you. A big hug to everyone. Stay with God, and see you next time.